Every one of these is a close swing state where you have a majority of Republican lawmakers who have signaled that they do not believe in legitimate election results. And the stakes are already high. But as we head towards 2024, it would shock many people to know that the Supreme Court is hearing a case now that would give them even more power, absolute power over federal elections, without any say in their states from the courts or the governor. Today, every swing state in America has a Republican legislature, save Minnesota, which is one of the closest races this year. If they have a majority of legislatures and they have a unique power to determine who won, whatever the will of the people is, well, that risks the very democracy itself.
You know, you talk about the Supreme Court case, and I think it is very, very important that people understand what is happening here. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear this case is called Moore v. Harper, and it is really based on this fake theory that is being peddled in right-wing judicial circles. It's really quite astounding that it has made it up to the highest court in our country. And it's a case that the Washington Post has called the most serious threat to American democracy and the most significant case of this court's term. Can we just delve a little deeper into this? Because this case really stands to give potentially unchecked power to state legislatures across the country.
That's exactly what it does. And across areas, this case is about the way congressional maps were drawn in North Carolina. They were drawn unfairly. The state Supreme Court stepped in. And now this case is about whether the state Supreme Court even has that authority. That's in the narrowest way. In the broadest way, it's about theories that we've seen come out through the January 6th committee hearings about whether state legislatures after an election can ride in and overrule the will of the voters. And, you know, the idea here sort of is impossible to take seriously, but for the fact that 4 members of the Supreme Court have already signaled that they believe this. And this is the idea that state legislatures themselves, not even state governments, are able to act without the governor, without the state courts, with enormous authority, even to override the will of the voters or to violate other basic laws that are on the books.
It should be scary for everyone who is, even if you're not paying attention, if you are watching this show, I think what could potentially happen is quite concerning. The project that you all have undertaken, and you're calling it the States Project, right? You all have really set your sights on protecting the integrity of the 2024 elections. We talked about on this show that over 6,000 state legislators are on the ballot in 2022. So you are targeting the states we talked about: Arizona, Nevada, Minnesota, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. What is your strategy here in these states for 2024 to protect the elections, but also 2022? Because there are people who are on the ballot.
Not just on the ballot, but in a lot of those states, in Minnesota, Arizona, Michigan, Nevada, whoever's elected this November will still be in office when presidential electors get sent to Congress in 2024. So we are, however many days we are out now, 9, I guess, from electing the folks who may have this power we just discussed. So we are at the States Project all in on this idea. We were founded 5 years ago by myself and Adam Pritzker. I was a former state lawmaker who had seen how much, frankly, on our side, state legislatures are left behind. And we focus on trying to do whatever we can to help the candidates themselves run the best possible campaigns.